The Game Awards is coming up. We're all really excited for it. When the games journalists get to crown what they feel are the most deserving games of the year in every genre. And one of the presenters, we couldn't be more excited for this, ladies and gentlemen. A YouTube star in the making, thanks to Jeremy helping her out. It's, of course, Brie Larson. The Game Awards the Game Awards is proud to welcome Brie Larson as a presenter live next Thursday during video games' biggest night. Now,
whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Like, well,
I've never jacked off to a game show awards before.
Gal Gadot's going to be there too, Lethal. So.
I know, dude. Anyone that knows me knows I love Gal. Gal's like
my marathon man.
I love Gal.
The thing is, this isn't, I guess it's not really surprising. She has been doing a lot of stuff with Nintendo lately. Jeremy talked about it, how even when she's not doing anything, like she's not being a bitch, she's not like talking about identity politics. She's literally just doing Nintendo commercials. She's like playing Fortnite or something, playing Animal Crossing. And it gets downvoted to hell because people hate her because of, what she's said in the past. And they're doing everything they can to kind of change her image and help her image. But right now, it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. Not exactly the taste that Lethal's looking to leave in hers, but a bad taste nonetheless when Brie Larson is brought to anything.
I want to give her my Grogu.
Oh, God.
Grogu.
That was good. Yeah, I mean, I did. I pointed this out where, like, even when she's not pushing her nonsense, she's just a very unlikable person. And going back to the Nintendo videos where she was uploading, you look at the Nintendo videos when they are on message, when they're on point, the like to dislike ratio is insanely positive. Brie Larson was on point. She was on message on all of her Nintendo videos. She wasn't doing anything. She wasn't pushing any identity politics. She was literally pushing the message of Nintendo. And these videos were still getting ratioed to hell. So what's the common denominator there? It's her. She's just not a likable person. She's a very unlikable person. Even these Nintendo fans that, Nintendo fans are a strange group of people, just like any fandom at Nintendo are definitely very, very strange. And the fact that she was on message of Nintendo, which is exactly what Nintendo fans want, and they still got bombed, just shows how unlikable she is. So
is it because she's unlikable, or is it because she already has a reputation of just following her?
I mean, I think it's both. I mean, because a lot of these celebrities have said a lot of stupid shit over the course of time, but when they're independently, marketing something, that aura doesn't follow them. A lot, like Mark Hamill says insane shit every day on Twitter, but it doesn't, like, generally speaking, it does. He said a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more than Brie Larson has ever said. And a lot more insane things and direct on point things. And even when Mark Hamill does things he doesn't talk about the politics, he doesn't get branded with that because outside of Mark Hamill's politics, he's a likable guy when he's not talking politics. So I think it's just her being a very unlikable person, and it follows her. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Well, we've made the joke before, but I was saying we've all made the joke that we might actually see her hand an award to Neil Druckmann. And if that does happen, I've said this before, if that does happen, hand over my heart, I will screen cap it, print it, frame it, and I reckon I'm going to put it up there next to my Lord of the Rings thing above the
Well, the thing to keep in mind, though, is this is all virtual, so it's not going to be any people that are actually accepting awards. It's all going to be Zoom calls and shit.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I realize, like, this year's probably not going to be like the traditional awards show style that they had. It'll probably be more like the one they did with the guy from Community. Why am I blanking on his name?
Joel McHale.
Yeah, the one that he was hosting where they were just doing it in like a basement, and it was like the most awkward thing that ever existed on the
internet. I'm pretty sure this is going to be very awkward. Based
on every one of her YouTube videos, I would imagine it will be extremely awkward, whether it's real or fake. At the end of the day, there's a lot of dislike for her. I don't know. Like, all the other like Gal Gadot doesn't really make sense. Like, I get they're promoting Wonder Woman 84. There are oftentimes people that are not fucking real gamers or whatever, but at least they have something to do with something gaming wise. I don't know what Gal has anything to do with gaming right now. Tom Holland's playing Drake, like we talked about earlier.
Tom Holland's going to be there?
Tom Holland's one of the presenters as well. Yeah.
Wow. So they're doing an all-female lineup.
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly. And there is speculation that since she has been campaigning to play as Samus for so long, that maybe that's when they're gonna do the Fortnite announcement.
Yes.
Or maybe something else. So that would be see everyone's fucking heads explode if she becomes her.
I mean, let's face it though, like ultimately the announcements are the reason anyone's going to be watching this, like, or people watching. If we do a stream, people like us just shit on all the cringe, because like those are kind of the two reasons anyone watches the Game Awards: cringe and announcements and trailers and stuff. The big rumored announcements that like people are hoping for, that I think honestly it's more likely you'll be disappointed by not hearing, are Blue Point's Metal Gear Solid remake and a possible revival of the Silent Hills project that apparently PlayStation is behind for both of them. But
the Norman Reedus one.
Well, yeah, fucking Yang Ye has done like 5 videos on both of these things each, and like I think that it's much more likely that the big Metal Gear announcement is going to be Oscar Isaacs playing Solid Snake, because I think it was Jeff Keighley that announced that on Twitter, anyways. But I don't know. I think that this is probably going to be a pretty weak Game Awards as far as announcements and stuff go, just because of how the COOF affected production lines. So I don't think there's going to be tons of video game studios that are going to want to be showing gameplay trailers of videos that might not make it to the end of 2021 for release.